Hey you guys, it's Bridget Treese and this is episode 12. Can you believe it? I am more than halfway through to my competition and it's kind of a weird phase for me right now because I've been working and focused and thinking about this for so long. 12 weeks is a long time, or at least it feels like it right now. And I have about 8 weeks more to go, so there's still a long ways to go. There's still a lot of work I gotta do, a lot that needs to be done, and so this is kind of a weird phase. So I'm kind of like, I'm almost bored with competing right now. So I've been doing it for so long, talking about it, thinking about it for so long, and I still have so long to go, even though 6 weeks is gonna go by fast. Then I'm just kind of like in this lull right now where I'm just like, do I have to go to the gym? Do I have to eat chicken and rice again? And packing my meals is a chore. Meal prepping is a chore. Going to the gym is a chore. And by no means do I feel like quitting because I have my goals. I made my goals. I made up my mind and I'm going to follow through. But it's having that motivation and it's having that drive right now that is becoming difficult to find. So this is Real Talk tonight. This is episode 12. We're just going to have real talk. If you or anybody else you know is competing, and you are maybe struggling with motivation, you've struggled with motivation in any area of your life, talk to me, join the conversation. And I'm also asking today for motivational quotes. I absolutely love quotes, and if you have a favorite one, go ahead and post it down below or post it on my wall, or send it to me in a message, so I can have those to look at when I go to the gym or when I'm eating my chicken and rice and trying to stay motivated to keep working hard. So in this weird phase, it's kind of, I don't know, it's a weird spot for me because I'm usually very driven. I'm usually super excited to go to the gym, and maybe it's because I need my new workout, which I'll be getting for next week, but you just kind of get into this routine and then it becomes a little bit harder for you to just stay super excited about. And when you're lacking your motivation, it's not as fun. You're not as intense with your workouts. It's harder to be excited about doing cardio, although I don't know if anybody's ever excited to do cardio. But there's all these different things that play into it and play into when you're trying to train hard. And for Audrey says, I feel you, girl. This is the tough spot. This is where it becomes hard to stick with the program and stick with the workouts and all these other things. So absolutely, this is where it becomes mind over matter, and I'm just putting it out there because it's been a challenge for me lately, and I'm sure everybody struggles with motivation at some point in their life, whether it is going to the gym, it's sticking to a diet, it's working on that business, or whatever it may be. So. And that's what we're talking about tonight. So I'm looking to you guys for some extra motivation because all of you are part of my journey. And if you have a favorite motivational quote or a saying, please post it, send it to me, tag me in it. I would love to get those this week to help me stay on track and focused as I finish out these 8 weeks strong. So before my show tonight, I was searching for some motivational quotes and tips and things that I could talk about tonight, and I came across one on Pinterest that I really like. If you all are on Pinterest, follow me on Pinterest. It was just a little box, and it was called Staying Motivated, and it said to take it one day at a time. And I appreciate this, and Audrey, if you're watching still, you'll appreciate this because in a fitness competition, it's so easy to get overwhelmed with everything. So there's the outfits, there's the jewelry, there's the training, there's getting to the gym, there's meal prepping. There's so many aspects that go into training for a show that it's easy to get overwhelmed and just almost feel like give up mode. So the tip says taking it one day at a time. It's a huge suggestion. So it's like, okay, tomorrow is Friday. I know I need to eat, I know I need to have my meals, and I know I need to work out, and just working on those and fitting those in where I can. So after that, then it's Saturday. Okay, Saturday, I know I'm going to be busy with the Miss Houston Latina pageant, so there's going to be no workout, so that means I need to get the number of my workout in on Saturday, so I can take those days one at a time and not overwhelm myself with the whole project of Mexico City. I got to book flights still. I got to book my hotel and all these different aspects. So it's so easy to get overwhelmed, especially in a competition, especially in life if you're not seeing results with your diets, or you're not seeing results with your workouts, or just it's slow. This is a long process, and to understand, like, I set my goal and I got to stay committed to the end. So finding different ways to stay motivated, and that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm finding ways to stay motivated by talking to you guys and asking for your memes and your quotes and your favorite inspirational things that keep you motivated. So send those my way, and I'll share those with you guys throughout the week. But taking it one day at a time is a big deal in this situation. So I am going to take one day at a time and focus on one thing at a time and just make my to-do list. Here's what I got to do, and I'll start slowly crossing those things off my list instead of overwhelming myself with everything. The next thing he said was surround yourself with positive people, and that is a really big one. There's a lot of people that in particular won't understand your journey. So like I said, this kind of applies to all areas in life. So if your journey is a weight loss journey, if your journey is quitting your job and starting your own company, if your journey is going to move to a different country, or there's something that you want to do and that's your journey, there's a lot of people that won't understand it. But guess what? There's a lot of people that have been in your shoes, have been where you've been, and they will understand and they'll support you. So find that community. If you need help and you are struggling with motivation, especially in the area of fitness, diet, nutrition, competition, reach out to me, because you never know how we can help each other. Like, I got to work out with a friend a couple of times last week, and that was huge. It pushed me so much harder in my workouts, and it was such a good experience to be around somebody who got it. So somebody who understood what I was going through and wanted to help me stay motivated. So find those people in your life. Facebook is a wonderful avenue. Social media is a wonderful avenue to use to find communities, to find other people who are going through what you're going through, and look to them for support. So surround yourself with people who understand. Surround yourself with people who get you eating the chicken and the rice, and they're going to support you. The people who are going to go out for waters with you and understand that, hey, you can't drink alcohol this week, but you are going to go hang out, you're going to be social, you're going to still do things, but they're going to understand and respect your journey and support you along the way. So number 2 is to find people who support you, that are positive and that will encourage you. So that's what I'm doing. Send me your motivational quotes. I can't wait to get them all. Number 3 is reward yourself. And this one's a little tricky. So rewarding myself for me is I get to reward myself by food once a week, and sometimes a little bit more, but I'm about to get road strike, so we won't even say a little bit more. So every week is a cheat meal, and cheat meals are kind of crazy, but they're good mentally, and they're good to help you just kind of get that extra boost of energy. So once a week, I usually save it for the weekends. I can eat anything I want to for one meal, like dinner. It's usually dinner, or maybe a big breakfast. And that's kind of like a little reward that I look forward to every week. And a lot of times I'll hype it up all week and think it's going to be oh so grand in my head, and then we'll have our cheat meal and we're like, oh man, that was kind of disappointing, or I'll just eat my chicken and rice, it's okay. But actually, on a side note, my chicken and rice is absolutely fantastic this week. I don't know what I did, but it's amazing, and I actually am looking forward to it. So once in a while, chicken and rice is just the bomb. So I'm just props to chicken and rice this week because it's getting me through. So reward yourself. If whatever you're in, set little goals, and then when you reach those goals, reward yourself with something. It doesn't need to be grand. It doesn't need to be some fabulous thing, but like recognize your effort, recognize your discipline, and reward yourself for being disciplined. So that's what I get to do once a week. So I'm excited to be able to reward myself with a cheat meal, and then go have a fabulous workout afterwards from all the extra carbs and sugar and junk I put in my body, which is sometimes just amazing. But the next one is believe in yourself, and this is a big one, and one that I need to focus on and think about, because it's easy for me to believe in other people, and maybe you can relate to this, but it's easy for me to see somebody else and say, oh well, they're that person, of course they can do that, or she's got this or he's got that, and yeah, of course they could do it, I believe in them, they could do it. But that's not going to do you any good. When it comes down to what you're trying to accomplish, what your goals are, you need to believe in yourself. So for me, I need to believe that I'm going to bring the best package and the best body that I can. It doesn't mean it's going to be better than everybody else's, but I believe that I can bring a very competitive body, a very competitive package to Mexico City, and that I very well could win. And so I got to train like that. I got to act like that. I got to believe that. And I got to believe for myself that I have the confidence to do that. So sometimes believing in yourself is one of the hardest things you could do, because it's like, well, am I being cocky? Am I being just self-conceited? Like, fine. No, you got to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. If I believe in myself, then I say, yeah, I'm going to go do this. Well, guess what? Everybody's going to be like, well, she can do it. She said she could. So if she says it, she can do it. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I got to, it's up here. It's all in between the ears, where it's like, you got to believe in yourself, and you got to play the part. And they always say fake it till you make it. So I'm going to fake it until I make it, but I'm working on believing in myself and believing that, hey, if she can do it and that person over there can do it, there's no reason that I can't either. So I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to do what it takes. And so believing in myself will help me to get to where I need to go. So believe in yourself was number 4. And then the next one was recognize your progress. So every 2 weeks, I have a check-in with Erin, and we take my measurements and we evaluate where I'm at. And so that is, sometimes I get nervous for those check-ins, but a lot of times they've been kind of a way for me to mentally relax. So far I've been making progress every 2 weeks when I have my measurements taken. My fat's gone down, my muscles either maintained or slightly grown. So having those progress checks has helped me to know, okay, everything's going at a steady pace. I'm where I need to be. I'm getting where I need to go. And all I need to do is stay focused and keep doing what I need to do. So that has been huge for me, because this is kind of a sport or an activity, if you will, that will really challenge you mentally and be like, you're like, oh shoot, I'm still 8 weeks away and I don't look like I can jump on stage. Like, how am I going to do this? Like, I still have, I have fat here and here. My muscles aren't showing the way they're supposed to. But okay, I still have 8 weeks to go. I'm tracking. I just got to step back and trust my coach and trust the process and trust that this is going to work. So recognizing your progress, realizing understanding that you're on track, and knowing that you are progressing towards your goals is huge. So that helps you to relax mentally, stay focused mentally, and know that you're doing the right thing. So recognizing your progress, seeing how far you've come. I don't necessarily go back and look at my progress pictures or anything like that at this point, but just every 2 weeks when I have my measurements taken and seeing that I'm making slow but sure progress is extremely helpful in keeping me focused and being like, okay, I don't need to stress out about this part. I just need to keep doing what I'm supposed to do and trust that everything's going to fall into place. So that is a good one. Visualizing accomplishing your goals. So this is another one that is kind of, it's crazy. So yesterday I watched Erin and Natalia do their last live broadcast for all the girls competing in the Houston Latina show this weekend, which there's probably like 10 tickets left if you want to go. It's going to be awesome. But they were talking about like, and Eduardo says, how are your feelings? My feelings are all over the place. You guys get to see me every day, but they all see me in my bad days and my good days, but my mijo's at work. But anyways, visualize accomplishing your goals. And that one I play with, and I'm just talking now, but this is weird for me, because I like to protect myself from getting hurt or getting disappointed. And so I'm like, how do I balance visualizing winning and expecting to win and going there like I got this, versus like, okay, I'm going to bring my best, but it's in God's hands, which it is. And I'm just going to hope for the best and hope that I don't trip and fall and I don't sprain an ankle. So there's this balance for me that I find challenging, of like being like, I'm a super badass, I'm going to go win, and being humble. Like, I don't know. I think I'm mixing them all up together into one big pot right now, but they were talking about visualizing your outcome and visualizing winning, visualizing having your name announced as number 1, or having me get my pro card or whatever it may be. So like for me, it's a shift I have to make in my head. I have to be like, okay, so I need to start visualizing it and understanding what that would feel like, because it's kind of crazy, but whatever you put out into the atmosphere, it really starts to come to pass. And I've seen this happen a lot of times where I had a personal declaration that I used to say every morning to myself, and I really need to rewrite it and start doing that again. But like, once you start putting things out into the universe and saying things and believing things, things just start happening, and it's pretty crazy. But like, I have lots of personal experience with this, where things just, when I put it out there, I said I wanted to do this, like the opportunity presented itself. Like salsa dancing, for example. I said I wanted to learn how to salsa dance. And this guy just paid for me to go do salsa dancing lessons, which that sounds weirdly weird now, but it was a group. It was not just me and him or whatever. But like the opportunities came where I got to go every Friday with all the girls from the pageant, and we got to practice salsa dancing lessons. So like sometimes just saying it, but believing it and visualizing it is just part of the process. So for me, I need to start visualizing it and thinking about it, and what am I going to do with it. And then of course I will always just trust that the outcome is in God's hands, and if his plan isn't for me to win, he's got another door that he wants me to walk through, and that's going to be perfectly fine. But that does not mean I need to go and defeat it and just being like, well, whatever happens is in God's plan, so I'm just going to go walk out there, and if they like me, they like me. No, I'm going to still put my best foot forward. I'm going to act like I'm the bomb and know that I'm the bomb, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But visualizing your goals, visualizing that outcome, and this translates into business. Like if you want to have your own company, if you want to drive that different car or go on that vacation, like visualizing yourself doing those things is like the first step, and that is very motivational to do that. So remember that one. Be kind to yourself. So this is a good one, especially in the competition world, is being kind to yourself. All of us are on our own journeys, and all of us have different paths to take. So my path to this state competition stage is going to be different from this girl's. My training program is going to be different than this girl's. So everyone has their own path, and you cannot compare those. So be kind to yourself, because you're on your own journey. And I had to do this when I had my son and my dad visiting, and they were kind of made fun of me because first they made fun of how much I ate, and then we went out to eat, and I ordered a whole wheat pancake, and it was like as big as my face. And they're like, oh, you're going to be in the heavyweight division if you keep eating like that. And they're just kind of making fun of me, and they weren't being mean. But then I started like thinking about like, oh crap, like I'm eating all, like I was still healthy, but it was like a clean cheat, if you will. It wasn't my chicken and rice. And then they like ordered pizza, and then we went to the rodeo, and then we had to go get ice cream to celebrate my dad buying this new car. And so I wanted to make brownies with Christian. So there's all these different things that completely threw me off track. I went and got my workouts done every single day. I did that. I ate the majority of my meals right, but then I started feeling guilty about those small things where I wasn't being 100%, and I started like kind of freaking out a little bit, and I was like, oh crap, I shouldn't be eating this brownies and ice cream, but I can't stop. And it's like my son's sitting next to me, and he's enjoying it. We just got to make them together, and it's like, okay, I had to stop for a second and I had to be chill about it and be like, okay, now I have to be kind to myself and let it go, and just understand that this is just all part of it. I have to be kind to myself. I can't let people I cannot let people or things just ruin my focus. So I got to stay focused, and I have to just take those moments and appreciate them and enjoy them for what they are. So I'm not going to sacrifice being with my parent or being with my dad and son and not enjoy that, and I'm not going to be stingy about it. So I got to be kind to myself and understand that those things are just all part of life, and you're going to have days where you have good days and you're going to have bad days, and that's just how it goes. So being kind to yourself. And then the last one that I'll talk about is not comparing yourself to others. And this is one thing that I've worked really hard not to do, is compare myself to others. And sometimes I'll see like news feeds of this person's competing at this show and this person's competing at that one, and I don't need to look at those people and say, oh, I'm not gonna look like that person, or I can't, she's got bigger legs than me, or just different things like that where you are trying to compare yourself or look at other people. So you got to stay focused, put the blinders on, do your job, and not let those distractions get in the way. So I don't look at other people, I don't compare, I just stay focused and do what I'm supposed to do. So that is a big one, especially in the fitness industry. So stay focused and don't compare yourself to other people. Let's see. The last one and the last thing that I will say right now is when it comes to motivation, and this is a quote I wrote down, there will be days where you're not motivated, but the motivation shows up after you show up. So this is a good one for the gym, because a lot of times I don't feel like going to the gym. So once I get there, then I'm like, okay, I'm happy to be here, and then I feel motivated and I get my workouts in. Let's see. And then it says, don't start with motivation, start with doing. So when you're not feeling motivated, you gotta just show up. So, because this is especially important for the gym, you just show up, you go to the gym, and the motivation follows. So when you're feeling like I'm not motivated to go to the gym, this is where it becomes mind over matter, and you just have to get out there and go do it. So there's plenty of days where I'm just like, oh, I'd rather go home. So if I know that I have that option, I will throw my workout clothes in my bag, or I'll put them on right away when I get home, and so that I don't lose focus, and I stay on that mission, and know that like I'm not letting myself out of this one. I have to go, and that's what I'm doing. So find ways to not let yourself make excuses, like pack the workout clothes, pack the foods. You can't say I'm going to go eat this instead. So stay focused, and when you're lacking motivation, show up and act before you know what I'm saying. So you show up, you act, and then the motivation follows you. So that is going to do it for today, you guys. I feel better already just talking about this, so this helps a lot to just talk about it. Know that I'm not the only one who struggles sometimes staying motivated, but I got 8 weeks left. I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of outfits to still put together. I'm waiting to go get fitted for those, so everything is progressing really great. And so stay tuned. Thank you again for joining me on my journey, and I will talk to you guys again next week. Have a good night.